Thank you for joining us today. From our living room here in Nigeria, we are going to take you on a remarkable journey around the world, a journey into history, culture, and identity.
Today's story centers on us, the Igbo people. It's a story of innovation, spirituality, community, and legacy that stretches back thousands of years.
Welcome to the hidden civilization of the Igbo people.
Let's begin deep in time, in a place called Ugwuele in Abia State. This site is one of the oldest known in Igboland, and human activity here dates back possibly 250,000 years.
At Ugwuele, archaeologists discovered a massive accumulation of hand axes, boku stone tools, cleavers, picks, and side scrapers up to 6 meters deep. These finds resemble the famous Aquilian toolkits found in Europe, India, and North Africa. This is located in Ugwuele ancient kingdom at the top of the mountain called Isume, where it is believed that Nemchukwu lives. Nemchukwu in Igbo culture means the mother god, the female god. Isume meaning first birth, where it is believed that humans drew their very first breath, where human life began in the world.
A team of researchers who made a field trip to Ugwuele confesses to have made some surprising discoveries. In their words, according to the book They Lived Before Adam by Professor Catherine Acholonu, I quote, "We found a disused cave shrine at the highest hilltop in a village located high above the territory of Ugwuele in Ngodo town. The shrine, which is called Isume, First Breath, is a place where a goddess, or rather the mother or father god, known to the natives as Nemchukwu, my mother, the supreme being, was worshipped in the days of yore. Her name and the name of the cave speak volumes. Nemchukwu, my mother, the supreme being, calls to mind the eternal mother or father god of the Nag Hammadi, as well as Neka, and pronounced in Igbo as Neka, the supreme mother of the forest dwarfs, encountered by the immigrant Idu party in the Benin myth of origin, and confirms what all research has proved, namely that the first god known on earth is a mother deity. Isume, first breath, implies by its name that this cave was the place where man took his first breath after he lost his cosmic consciousness and divine nature. End of quote. Other conclusions from same team assert that the fact that mitochondrial DNA analysis conducted by teams of researchers from 4 different universities in USA placed the arrival of Homo sapiens on planet Earth between 200,000 BC to 280,000 BC. It indicates that the Ugwuele Aquilian Igbos preceded hybrid Adam by at least 200,000 years.
From the book of Professor Catherine Acholonu, They Lived Before Adam. If you go through the book, it will show you that man has lived in Uturu almost 1 million years ago. We are not disputing the biblical version of human creation, but she is saying that man lived in Uturu. In fact, as an undergraduate of the University of Nigeria, in 1977, I'm a graduate of mass communication. In 1977, I came down from Soka with my Professor Noze. From what he wrote, he said that Uturu stone artifacts were of the Acheulean age, and the Acheulean age was between 500,000 to 350,000 years before Christ. So man had lived in Uturu. And from you read of Acholonu's book, you find that most of the civilizations in other continents, they all started in Africa, and where in Africa is Uturu.
Did they actually live before Adam?
What's astonishing is that this wasn't just a few artifacts. Ugwuele is described as a workshop site, a place where stone tools were manufactured in large numbers.
So, when we say Igboland has ancient roots, we mean ancient. Ugwuele reminds us of the long human story right under our feet. Now let's shift from stone to metal to the site of Lejja in Nsukka, Enugu State. This is one of the earliest and most extensive iron smelting sites in sub-Saharan Africa. It is the oldest iron smelting site in the world.
At Lejja's village square, known as Otobo Ugwu Dunoka, archaeologists documented over 800 cylindrical slag blocks, each weighing between 34 and 57 kilograms.
Interestingly, radiocarbon dating places iron smelting here about 2000 BC, meaning these technological achievements are ancient indeed. It is regarded as the oldest iron smelting site in the world.
The iron technology here was tied to social structure, ritual, and economy. Smelting wasn't just craft, it was power.
According to Anda and Kwanda, around 900 AD, Unri also made a technical breakthrough in mastering the art of iron smelting. With iron technology, the Unri further advanced their ability to farm and hunt. But one of the most admirable things about the Unri is that they could easily have used their knowledge of iron smelting to make war implements with which to dominate their neighbors. But they did not. Rather, Unri Kingdom preferred peace and therefore prioritized trade and respect for the sanctity of human life. To ensure that its iron technology was not weaponized and misused to cause bloodshed, the rulers of Inri, known as Ezinri, transformed weapons into ritual objects, thus militating against unnecessary violence. As such, when any of their neighbors which were under their influence broke the convention, such communities were outlawed by Unri priests, and an embargo or curse Nso was placed on them. The curse on Nso was not lifted until a cleansing rite was performed. It was really admirable.
So the Igbo were not only working stone at Ugwuele, they were smelting and mastering iron at Lejja. That's a story of civilization rising.
And then we arrive at Igbo-Ukwu, perhaps one of the most extraordinary discoveries in African archaeology.
These discoveries were made by Isaiah Nozie, who was excavating a well behind his house. His excavations revealed over 700 fine copper, bronze, and iron objects, and around 165,000 glass, chameleon, and stone beads.
These artifacts date from the 9th century AD or earlier, showing advanced metallurgy, craftsmanship, and trade well before many minds assumed.
Some of the beads were traced to workshops as far away as Cairo in Egypt, proof that Igbo were part of intercontinental network of trade and culture.
So when we talk about civilization, we are not speaking lightly. We are talking about art, trade, technology, identity, all anchored in Igboland.
From Ugwuele's hand axes to Lejja's furnaces and slag to Igbo-Ukwu's exquisite bronzes, there's a clear thread of innovation, creativity, and identity.
These sites are not isolated relics. They connect to our language, our values, our everyday lives, the belief in Chi and Allah, the respect for ancestors, the value of crafts. They are all parts of this lineage.
One remarkable thing about the Igbo-Ukwu arts, one of the artifacts, this one particularly that I am displaying here on the screen, it shows the woman bearing Ichi marks. Now, Igbo people are known to give this kind of scarifications along the face lines, and it is depicted in the art, showing that the artwork, unlike some people will suggest, is not alien to Igbo culture. It speaks of our culture itself. The other mask as well that belongs to the Western Igbos, what's it called again? The Ozomi Yoba mask. The word Ozoma is a younger brother, the immediate younger brother of a king. And the name of the mask is Ozoma Iyaba. Now, that mask is also believed to be around 12th century AD. All these are pointers to the antiquity of Ndi Igbo. And so, this living room right here, our home, is part of that story too, because culture doesn't live only in labs and museums. It lives in us.
The world often frames Africa in terms of what it lacks. But when we look closely at places like Ugwuele, Lejja, and Igbo-Ukwu, we see what we have always had.
The Igbo story is one of depth, of people who built, created, traded, believed, and left legacies. It teaches us that civilization is not just about empires or kings. It's about ideas, community, craft, and dignity. We are Onwordi Ngozi and
Amaka Onwordi. Thank you for joining us in this journey. Please do well to subscribe, share, and keep the flame of Igbo heritage alive. Until we come your way again, for now, bye.
Anyone.